Hi, this is Chrissy with Guidepost to Wellness. Welcome back. For those of you that are new to the channel, we talk about anything and everything that has to do with overall wellness. And today what I wanted to talk about is how sleep is really priceless. I just did a video recently on the effects of stress. I've done several on those. I talk about that a lot. And sleep is one of those things that's really critical to your overall wellness. And since that's what we talk about here at Guidepost to Wellness, anything and everything that has to do with your health, what's more important than talking about sleep? I have talked about some of the health effects. I think I've got some blog articles and maybe some other videos. I'll put those down below. But I wanted to talk a little bit about brain entrainment and talk about brain waves and Sleep Salon, which is a program that, an audio brain entrainment program that I've used. So let's talk a little bit about what brain waves are. So I thought this was a really cool picture, and I got this information from the Brain Salon web pages. They have a lot of great information. But we first took an EEG of the electrical signals in the brain in 1924. So the top is the actual brain wave, and then the bottom is just a 10 hertz wave that showed how the electrical signals in our brain are in a wave-like type of pattern. So we've known this for quite a while, and one thing that's really interesting is that our brains are never in just one brain wave. They are constantly moving back and forth between brain waves, but the most common brain waves that you're going to see are going to be beta brain waves, which is what we are probably in right now. If you're watching this and you're paying attention, it's something that you're focusing on, is taking your concentration, and this is 12 hertz, or which is the cycle of the waves per second and up. So again, this is the way you are when you are awake and you're paying attention to different things. And then we have alpha waves, which are 8 to 12 hertz. And this is something that's more of a relaxed and aware. It might be during some meditation. It might be just after you've just kind of been thinking hard about something and you're just kind of relaxing a little bit. It can be very imaginative type of thinking. But you can see that the alpha waves are about 8 to 12 cycles per second, but that they go up and down. Then theta waves. This one's really interesting. This is kind of the daydreamy, semi-drowsy, when you're just dozing off to sleep, or you're just waking up. Or believe it or not, kids are pretty much always in this state of theta when they're up to about 13 years of age or so. So that's why they are so creative, is that's the main brainwave that is theta, is very like daydreaming. It really is tapping into the subconscious mind. So it's a really, really powerful state between being awake and asleep, and this is where you can really be receptive. This can be the state that's good for doing any type of hypnosis or a deep meditation, doing affirmations, those types of things to kind of get into that subconscious state of mind. In this state, generally, you have the heart rate and the breathing that are also going down as well. But for this purpose of this video, the main area of focus is going to be getting us into those delta waves. The delta waves are when we are either deeply meditative, super relaxed, or actually just asleep. So this is a state that can be pretty elusive to a lot of us, especially if you are feeling and exhibiting signs of stress or anxiety, either due to anything that's just been going on in the crazy year of 2020, or the holiday season or anything like that. So that's why I wanted to talk about how Sleep Salon is such a fantastic product. And again, I got this information from their website. They've got a couple different products and they're all based on this, but today I'm talking about the Sleep Salon. So one of the things that's not, and when I say it's non-invasive, I mean it's using sound and things like that, so it's not like a drug or anything that you're going to ingest, but the 3-point dynamic entrainment process, audio process that they use, does change our brain waves. But this is based on hundreds of years of studies and things that naturally affect our brain waves already. So think about the rhythms of the sound of waves or rain or things like that. That's the way that audio processes can affect our actual brain waves, and they use this to get us down into a nice state, delta state, for quality sleep. So the binaural entrainment, rhythmic entrainment, and temporal entrainment. We'll look at those just a little bit more. Don't want to get too scientific on you, but I think it's kind of neat to understand how this works. So for the binaural entrainment, they're actually playing two different songs or sounds, different signals in each ear. So this is more with the type of stuff that you would use wearing an actual headset, but they will play 400 in one ear and 410 in the other, and the brain automatically makes up the difference in between and will go to 10 hertz, which I think is just really, really interesting. Some of their products, you can hear this, the binaural beats a little bit more than in others, but this is just a really neat factor of the brain. So the rhythmic entrainment, this is the one that's a little bit more like the rhythm of waves or something that you hear regularly like rain. And these are the little beats or rhythms that they use regularly to help get our brain into the brain wave. And again, the example here is 10, which is a nice alpha wave, good concentration, but very relaxed. Now, this next one really kind of geeks out. I'm not a big science brain waves and everything like that, and sound waves, but this one, I've got the slide in here. You can listen into it a little bit more, but this one is really kind of interesting, where they recognize that the sound of waves, the sound of rain, and things like that, even though they may be pretty rhythmic and things, but they actually are sometimes sped up and slowed down and things like that. So for all of you science gurus out there, this one might be the section that you really enjoy. And that's the one thing about all of the brain evolution products, including Sleep Salon and some of the others, is that they make them sound so realistic and so nice, but they have this amazing technology embedded into it. So I thought this was interesting. So this shows that the brain on the left is just kind of all over the place. They might have what we jokingly call, where I work, monkey mind, where your thoughts are just jumping from one thing to another. You're really not concentrating. But you can see after 15 minutes that it's got the brain waves around 8 to 10 hertz. Nice, regular. Now, again, your brain waves are always changing, so it's not just always alpha, always theta or anything like that, but you can see that this is really getting the brain into a much calmer state just after 15 minutes of using their entrainment audio. I think that's pretty fantastic. So with the Sleep Salon program, you get all these different files, and what's so amazing about it is it's not just about getting you to sleep or keeping you asleep, but it's also about how you wake up in the morning, and then ways to reduce your stress and anxiety during the day, which will then lower cortisol levels and help you sleep better at night. So you get a couple different wake-up sessions, and what these can do are actually take you from that drowsy, maybe theta state, you're really not kind of waking up, and get you into a nice, focused alpha wave and get you awake in a nice 15 to 20 minute. The one wake-up session is like barnyard, and so it's kind of funny to actually listen to with the roosters and animal noises and stuff. Or you can do the classical music one. But then throughout the day, which is just amazing too, it helps with stress and anxiety. So this is a great one to do for a daily practice, just to help lower your stress and get all of those mindfulness and meditative benefits I've talked about before in other videos. And then the sleep training one is not so much to put you to sleep, but just to kind of transition you and wind you down, and it actually helps with melatonin production to kind of get you relaxed. And then they have all these different sleep programs. They've got ones with night sounds, which I really enjoy, classical music, the dissociative one that helps just really get you into that calm state pretty quickly. You can do one with suggestions or affirmations. I like whenever I travel and have any challenges falling asleep, just staying on the all-night sleep loop and just looping it. The others are designed where you put it on, but you should probably never hear it end. You should already be nice and asleep. But the 90-minute one just kind of helps make sure that you stay in that sleep loop. And I apologize, on the slide I didn't have the one bullet pulled down properly, the sleep loop for pain management healing, which is pretty amazing, because that one gets you down into a nice theta state, and that can help anytime you're feeling a little bit of pain or discomfort, as many people on my channel that have autoimmune diseases might have. And it actually mimics the sound of a cat purring, because they're not really sure why, but that's a very calming, soothing sound. And cats use the purring to self-soothe, and they actually have a very fast healing rate and high pain tolerances. So they've incorporated all that science in there too. So I think the thing that's really important to realize is just how important sleep is to your overall health. Again, I've talked about this in some other videos. I'll put the links down below. I think we are a nation that is supremely sleep deprived. So I thought that this might be a good time to think about giving yourself a gift, or maybe somebody else. The entire Sleep Salon program, all those audios that I just told you about, is full, no questions asked, 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't sleeping better in 30 days, you get your money back, and you get all of that just for $37. To me, that is an amazing investment to give yourself a try without taking any special types of herbal teas or supplements or prescriptions or anything like that. To really get that deep restorative sleep. And again, if you don't find that it's working for you and you're not sleeping better in 30 days, you get your money back. So to me, that's a win-win for all involved. So take a look at the links below for things about sleep, and then just more information about the Sleep Salon if you're interested. And I'd love to hear your comments. Have you used any type of brain entrainment before? Make sure also that when you're doing this, that you're reading through the disclaimers. There are some folks that it's not recommended for medically if you have any type of seizures, epilepsy, and you definitely don't ever want to do these types of programs that are designed to relax you while you're driving or using heavy machinery. So just remember all that. But otherwise, I'd love to hear your comments. Thanks, and be well.